So let's talk about services. In a previous lesson, we defined a service as a means of delivering value to a customer by facilitating outcomes that they want to achieve without the specific ownership of the costs and risks associated with it. Some of the examples were cell phone service providers, the electric company, and a hospital billing system. All of those services can provide outcomes that customers want to achieve. In the case of the electric company, it allows us to see in the dark when we come home and flip on our light switch. That's the business outcome. In the example of the cell phone, the service provider is responsible for managing the costs and risks, and I would argue that better than 99% of the people who consume the service have no idea how cell technology works. And that's the point, they don't have to. They can pay their monthly fee, make use of the service, get all the benefits without understanding or having to deal with the costs and risks of managing a cell network. Services should provide value to customers and satisfy the objectives or meet those business outcomes that customers wish to achieve. So what constitutes value? We spend a lot of time talking about creating value for customers. So let's take a minute to define it. Value is defined in two dimensions. The first is utility, or fitness of purpose. It's what the service enables the outcomes to occur. It can improve performance, or it can relax a constraint. Warranty is basically fitness of use, or how the service is delivered. We're going to talk a little bit more about warranty in a minute, but both must be present in order for value to be created for a customer. So now that we understand what a service is and what value is, let's talk about service owners and provider types. A service owner is a role that is accountable for the service, regardless of where the individual elements or underpinning technologies reside. In many ways, they are advocates or agents of the customer. They own the outcomes that the service facilitates, and they represent the services across the organization. They're a primary stakeholder for the underlying IT processes that must be developed and delivered in order for the service to function as designed. Service owners will identify and prioritize service improvements, and they often sit on change boards. And we'll talk a lot about change boards in service transition. A service provider is an organization that provides services to one or more internal or external customer. We oftentimes talk about the IT service provider in the ITIL framework. An internal customer sits inside the business unit. A shared services unit serves many business units, and an external supplier or service provider is an outsourced provider.